Last night was supposed to be all about Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's big return. The Mystic Mac is back. It was Conor's big return back. But one guy had other plans, and one guy came out there to steal the show, and that guy was Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. I think he was the biggest star of that night, and in 52 seconds, I think he became the biggest star in the UFC. I think this was a star-making performance on one of the biggest nights of the year. Now, let's reel it back in. What happened? Paddy Pimblett versus Benoit Saint Denis. There was actually a lot of hype in this co-main event. Opinions were split down the middle. A lot of analysts had Paddy, a lot of people had BSD. I made a video on it. I had Paddy winning by finish. And what happened? Paddy went out there and submitted BSD with a dart choke in 52 seconds. And now I knew Paddy was going to win, but I'll be lying to you if I said I expected that to happen in that fashion in that short amount of time. And it wasn't just the finish, it was everything around it. The entrance, the crowd getting into it, the electricity. It was all there before the fight started. You could feel the energy and you could feel like something crazy was going to happen. And that performance by Paddy was everything you need. That was an A plus plus performance. It was clinical, it was lethal, there was no drama behind it, there wasn't any early stoppage or anything. BSD went to sleep. He went to sleep. And Paddy did that in under a minute. And then went out there, grabbed the mic, and cut an insane promo. Owned the moment, didn't stutter, wasn't nervous. He just owned the moment on the biggest stage of the year. Now, context matters. Now, this was a Conor McGregor card. Conor is the biggest draw in UFC history, and stealing the show on this card means more than stealing the show at any other night. This is the biggest card of the year outside of the White House event, obviously. This is the biggest arena event of the year. And Paddy stole the moment, and he did it under a minute, then took the microphone and let people know that he has arrived. And for a split second, actually, even me and the arena, you can sense for a split second, they kind of forgot about the main event just for a moment, just because of how huge that moment was for the fans. But it was the biggest moment of Paddy's career, and he did it in spectacular fashion. Now, there has been a lot of comparison with Conor McGregor and Paddy Pimblett, especially during Paddy Pimblett's early career. In his come up, he has the same bravado, the mic skills are there, the same swagger that made McGregor a global superstar. Had a lot of fans pushing Paddy as the next star out of the UK, Ireland area. He has that same UK Irish energy that casual fans quickly fell in love with Conor McGregor. Paddy can talk, he can perform, and Paddy can back it up. Now, Paddy earlier this week, what made this even more magical, Paddy earlier this week predicted this. He said if BSD panics and goes for a takedown, that he was going to choke him out unconscious, and he did just that. Ooh, just thinking about this performance gives me goosebumps. I think the comparisons to McGregor are there, but there's one difference, and that difference is that I think Paddy, in a sense, is even more dangerous than Conor McGregor ever was. Now, Conor always had that huge weakness, and that weakness was if McGregor was taken down, he was always one takedown away from disaster. And Paddy's lethal on the ground. He invites the grappling in exchanges and wins the grappling exchanges 9 times out of 10. He's more so of the complete fighter because his stand-up, although his defensive capabilities, he has room to improve on in the defense, in his striking defense for sure. But offensively, he can thump. He can fight. He was exchanging some punches with Justin Gaethje, and he was hurting Gaethje earlier on in the moments. And I know it didn't go his way, but he shows in these fights that he can stand up and strike with the best of them. Now, he's 20. He's in his early 30s. I think he's 30, 31 years old, and he's ascending. McGregor is 38 with an ACL injury, and he's kind of fading away. I think that this was the moment that Paddy took the throne from Conor McGregor as the biggest star in the UFC. And it happened just at the perfect time because the other star, that people said was the next Conor, Ilya Topuria, the comparisons are there too. He suffered a devastating loss. So all the momentum is on Paddy's side, and this is exactly what the UFC needed. The UFC needed a fresh new face, a new draw, new superstar. Paddy just announced himself on the perfect stage at the perfect moment that he is the guy to carry this company forward. The timing couldn't have been written better, honestly. Now, I think he is the next global superstar. Not exactly the next Conor McGregor because Conor McGregor transcended the sport of MMA. But remembering last night, it was just a huge moment. And I think Paddy's arrival moment became official. So what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Is Paddy the next face of the UFC or is it someone else? Subscribe for more predictions, for more videos. I'll be dropping a lot more videos this summer. I think the summer's heating up in the UFC. And the era definitely changed. The UFC era definitely made a huge adjustment last night at UFC 329. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.